And welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. A little bit different of a format. We're road course racing for the first and only time. Here in season number 12, you're watching the Hauck Designs A.S.M.R series live from Road America. 35 laps around this 4-mile track. Drivers are going to be twisting and turning. Gotta keep it on the pavement. Who's going to be able to get the job done? Qualifying already behind us. Let's get to your starting lineup, starting inside row number 1. Back on the scene, the man behind that 01 machine, Nick Burlow. The California kid, Doug Arca, going to start just to his outside with Kyle Nadeau and Patrick Coro making up row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, the 85 of Dalton Chalee with Alex Wiggins. Just to his inside, Daniel Jensen, Carlos Ramos, and Zach Miller round out the light field here tonight. We're going to get it all worked out. We're going to get it all fixed up and ready to go here as we go through the back section of this road course. We're going to keep the track map up for you at some point in time. We'll throw that up for you. Been a little bit of a holiday break for us, so happy to be back in the booth. Happy to be back trackside. I know these drivers are ready to rip things up. Missing 2 weeks. Phenomenal weeks of racing at Kansas Speedway, as well as the Milwaukee Mile. We'll see if we get a fresh face into victory lane or yet another repeat winner here tonight. Field side by side going down the backstretch and into, I believe they're going to be heading into Canada Corner, if I've got my bearings correct. And there it is. Yes, indeed. Nice little look through Canada Corner as we get ready to head into the final few turns of the track. This is what it all comes down to, drivers. They got to be ready to smash the gas because there's going to be no stopping. Once we get going, no caution flags in the field here tonight. So, as the iRacing safety car gets ready to duck down pit road, we will get ready to watch these machines come to life for the first time here tonight as the Hauck Designs A.S.M.R series working their way up the hill. Gonna crash, smash the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Road America. Not a lot of action through the first handful of corners. Carlos Ramos picking up 2 positions. You'll notice over there in the timing and scoring with drivers gain a position. You'll notice them being highlighted with a green highlighter. You'll see the guys dropping positions, flash in red. So easy to keep up with, easy to keep track here tonight. And Road America is your premier racingsetup.com pole award winner. Starting to settle in here about halfway through lap number 1. Going to be interesting to see as well. Oh, moments for Carlos Ramos, a little bit off track. He's going to go wide. I believe that's through turn 8. Going to go wide through turn 8. Ramos going to lose a handful of spots. Now back to 7th. Burlow remains at the top with Kyle Nadeau picking up a position now, sitting in 2nd. Little look back through the field if we can. There you can see your top 3 starting to separate themselves just a little bit. The number 91 Harbor Freight's machine of Patrick Coro holding serve, sitting in that 4th position. Fly back in the 7th position, down 2 spots from where he started tonight. Let's take a little look at that number 85 machine. A handful of guys having some issues with that corner that you can see slow getting back up to speed. That's where you really don't want to abuse the tires, is when you've had a moment, you've had a bad spot here on a road course. You really don't want to get back onto the tires too hard and really wear them out. This is going to be a long game for a lot of these A.S.M.R series drivers. I would expect a long run here as we got a battle for the 2nd position. Arca going to dig to the inside of turn number 1, take the position away downhill now into 3 and 4. We'll take this opportunity. What do you say we go ahead and throw up? Let's get that track map up for you. There you can see. Back through the kinks. The 3, short shoot over to 4, hard left-hand corner for these drivers. For the moment, Nick Burlow looking to pop back up after a little bit of a forced vacation. And head right to the front of the field and start to walk away. Easy sailing for your race leader, 2.4. Second advantage for Burlow over Arca. Nadu sits in third with Alex Wiggins and Patrick Coro rounding out your top 5. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to call ourselves out on this one. A little bit of a moment 2 weeks ago. Had some issues with the hard drive. Had to redo everything and still trying to sort through a couple bugs. Oh, Arca Bright going to run wide into the gravel trap. Almost into that tire barrier. That could have spelled trouble. Now leaking gravel everywhere. As we were saying, though, losing a lot of information, having to basically redo the entire broadcasting computer, and still working some tweaks and kinks out. Got a little bit of a bug here tonight with training paints acting up. Handful of the guys' paint showing, handful not. So we do apologize for any of the technical issues here tonight. Bear with us as we work through them. We should have most of these things all dialed in by the end of next week. You're watching the A.S.M.R Hauck Designs A.S.M.R series live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Out front, race leader, pole sitter, knocking on the door, but 3-second advantage now. Tell you what, we do have a handful of onboard cameras. Let's jump on board with the fastest Ford in the field. Tell you what, let's go on board with the Turn 3 gyro cam. Gonna be a little loud inside this ride. And while we were riding inside of the car with your race leader, you really hear him working the throttle, not really just sticking it to the floor, but really feathering in, out, not full throttle until you really know you can lay the power down. And Nick Burlow putting on a road course clinic here. 3 laps in. We're gonna make it lap number 4 on the board, this time by an already a 5.4 second advantage for Nick Burlow. He is walking away with this thing. Alex Wiggins distant second with Doug Argabright giving up a little bit more time. Now back sitting in third. Carlos Ramos, big moment earlier here tonight, but the Marlboro man dialed in, starting to pick up some positions and head back to the front. Now up to fifth. Biggest mover of the race, Alex Wiggins sits in second, but a long night ahead of these guys. Still 31 laps to go, 14 corners to navigate their way through, so going to be a long night for all of these A.S.M.R series drivers. Looks like we're missing Mr. Dave Gage in the 404, missing in action here tonight, so Page not found and Gage not found as well. A little further back in the field, Onschlei having a bit of a moment. 85 going to get it corrected, headed back in the right direction, but big moments there for the 85. Gonna look around, try to find some battles if we can. Gonna jump around just a little bit, see what we can see and see what we can bring you here tonight. Field starting to get a bit stretched out, gaps all the way through this field. And honestly, best lap of the race turned in the last time by. Quickest lap of the race, 2:11:46 by Nick Burlow. So speed not falling off of these machines as we stay green flag racing here tonight, live from Road America. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs A.S.M.R series. Gonna jump up to the biggest mover of the race so far here tonight that you can see just out in front of Doug Argabright, behind Alex Wiggins in that familiar Crown Royal Chevy machine. Up 4 positions, he is your biggest mover, but can he pick up a couple more spots? Just needs a handful more positions. We'll see if Wiggins can get it done. Still a long way to go here tonight. 30 laps left. We'll see if this 11 has a plan to try to get into victory lane. And what I'm sure is supposed to be a little bit of a Chase Elliott themed machine. Here we find the blue and yellow. Brother from above the border, that's right, Canadian driver Kyle Nadeau. Down 1 position from where he started tonight, but still one heck of a race so far. Curious little kitty right there. 108-mile-an-hour average on his fastest lap. Currently sitting in that 4th position. We'll see if he can make it back up to a podium spot. A little further back through the field, let's take a little look at Daniel Jensen sitting right here at the 7th position. 2:06, the fastest lap mile an hour for him, so a little bit off pace with some of the guys at the front. Meanwhile, walking away, building, gaining 10th after 10th, second after second. Your premier racing setup.com pole award winner. There you can see fastest lap of the race, currently sitting in that top spot. Amazing job so far here tonight. We'll see if Burlow can finish it off. Battle's starting to heat up for that final podium position. Looks like Doug Argabright gonna have a little bit of company breathing down his neck here in just a handful of maybe corners. May not take a full lap for to get this job done. Let's take a little look off at the tail end of Doug Argabright, looking off at the fast 41 Ford. You see Nadu. Something about those Canadians, right? Most of the Canadians I know about with racing, but most of those guys pretty fast when it comes to road course racing. You'd hear Argabright getting through the gears. You can see Nadu in the background. Caught a little glimpse of that turn 3 blimp. Chilling and hanging out, bringing us some great aerial shots high above this massive racing facility. A little bit different, has a couple, I believe it's going to be 2 smaller road courses with a handful of configurations within those as well. So just an absolute phenomenal facility to come race at, trying to hone your skills, and you can maybe one day find yourself out there rubbing elbows with the stars. But for the moment, 29 laps remaining for your race leader, your pole sitter here tonight, looking to go flag. The flag behind the wheel of the 01 machine, Nick Burlow, leads the way. A5 of July having a bit of a tough go, just as we say that. Runs a little bit wide out of the final corner. Gonna be a long trek up a hill, back across the line to start. What will be, I believe that's gonna be lap number 7. Gonna go on the board now for July. That 85 machine, Patrick Coro down 2 spots, losing a little bit of ground to Ramos for the moment, who rounds out your top 5. Let's take a little look once again here at Carlos as he's trying to run down Kyle Nadu, but it just doesn't seem to be really going much of anywhere. Let's take a little look at the timing there. You can see just about how it looks, how the breakdown looks with that battle from second on back. 6-7 seconds out front, Nick Burlow. Nothing to worry about, nothing. And at this point, I don't think anything is going to keep him out of victory lane besides Carlos and a little bit of gravel trapping. I know we like dirt track racing, but you're not supposed to do it. Road America. Or at least I don't think they have a dirt track. Roger, if you're out there listening somewhere, I know you always got some crazy stats, so let us know. Dirt track at Road America? Question mark? I don't really know. Sure. Anyways, back out front, race leader. Everything looking under control. 6.7 second advantage for Burlow. There you can see Alex Wiggins just off in the distance. Another 3 seconds back from there to get to Doug Argabright. Kyle Nadu losing a big chunk of time to Doug Argabright. And about another 7 seconds back. And this is going to be a common theme, I think, here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to end up seeing quite a bit of gravel strung out all over this vast, massive 4-mile racetrack. It's not just the corners, it's the elevation changes you gotta worry about when you're coming down off camber. Coming downhill off camber a little bit, there's especially, I believe it's going to be, what corner is that, guys? I believe that's going to be turn 3. You come down the hill hard left-hand corner, and no road banking to lean on for the right side of the car, so very tricky little corner to get into, and you could easily have a bit of trouble. It looks like Nadu gonna have some issues, Kyle. Nadu with some problems. There you can see back behind the wall and heading to pit road. Kyle Nadu, big problems. You know, we're going to put something else out there, right? I mean, Carlos riding around with the Marlboro man, look, big time pay of respect. Throwback scheme, if you know, Tim Richardson, amazing NASCAR driver, one of the elites of his time, and was thought to maybe be able to rival Dale Earnhardt Sr. I'm not going to get into a shouting match. I'm not going to get into it with anybody. It is what it is. I didn't say it. That's just what's been said. Anyways, I guess I did say it though, right? Doesn't matter. Actually, stopping smoking maybe about a month and a half ago. And now here we are devoting most of the TV time here tonight to a brand. Just saying. How ironic is that? So down with one habit and back with another. Check it out. Looking to take a shot. And chasing down your race leader, he has broke off 2 seconds of that time by Alex Wiggins. Beginning to reel in race leader. There you can see that corner has got to be super treacherous with all the gravel all over the place. That has got to be a tough corner. And we don't have to worry about kicking a habit because there's no habit to sponsor here tonight. Handful of the drivers out there just get it old school. We gotta slap a number on it and go road racing, boys. That's what we gonna do. We don't care about nothing else. We don't care how fancy this thing look. We gonna unload and we going to the front. That's what the 01 crew basically has done here tonight, except they didn't have to go to the front. They started there tonight, has led all 9 laps. Right here from Road America, starting to click them off quickly here tonight. Lap times still right there on par and on pace with the fastest laps of the race. Just a couple tenths here and there. So really tire fall off, not a thing here tonight as race leaders starting to run into lap traffic. We're still a handful of laps away from the halfway point here tonight. Light field. 9 drivers worked their way to the starting grid. We were down to just 8 remaining on track. Early exit for our Canadian brother, Kyle Nadu. The number 9 machine gonna finish at 9th here tonight. Early exit for Nadu. 7 cars still on the lead lap with Dalton Schley. Final driver on the lead lap, Zach Miller. First driver, 1 lap down. Unfortunately, you're not going to see a caution flag, so no way to get that lap back. Going to be a little bit of a test, a little bit of a trek to work his way through the remainder of tonight's race. Zach Miller sits back in the 8th position, but again, look at that race lead. It was once 7 seconds, now down to under 3.5. Alex Wiggins has been eating into that time, and last time by, gonna lay down the fastest lap of the race, 2:10.61, fastest lap of the race. 10 laps in, there is still speed underneath that bootlegged machine. Crown Royal number 11 looks like he may be hunting the front. Gonna take a little moment, try to look at a little bit of timing and scoring. Guys, do we got that ready? Can we there we go. Let's take a little look at this. Let's see if we can see, and you can see that gap up from lap 5 to lap 10, from 4.9 down to 3.4. You can see upwards of almost 7 seconds right there. So eating a lot of time here. And now that gap down to 3.7, so definitely beginning to reel in the race leader. It's not going to be much longer before you see him there, because he is right there. Surprised to see him there so quickly. Race leader Nick Barlow gonna crest the hill, cross the stripe, put yet another lap on the board. 24 to go here tonight. Seems like we're on the downhill side of things. All pun intended. All pun intended. With them cresting the, you know what, never mind. We're just gonna skip it. Track map back over there to the bottom right hand of your screen. We're going to take this opportunity to step away from the track for just a short commercial break. Gotta keep the sponsors happy, gotta keep the bills paid, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back, but you won't miss a thing as we go live side by side.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And back live here from Road America. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Arca Menard series. Little bit of change at the front. You seen it unfold while we were away. Big moments for that 01. Cooked the corner. The 11 of Wiggins closed in. The duo pin it together. Better run off of pit road. Pass done. New race leader for the first time here tonight from Road America. Alex Wiggins gonna grab yet another move. The 11 of 5 spots from where he qualified, trying to spoil the return. I wanted to say the surprise return, but we all knew he was coming back this week. Wanted to ruin the road show for your Premier Racing Setup.com pole award winner. He's led the most laps here tonight, but now sitting back in second, and there's the corner that not just Burlow has struggled with. We've seen the 11 off track, we've seen the 41, the 4, the 97, the 85. Everybody in this field has been off track at some point here tonight, and the majority of them having those big issues. I believe that's going to be, I believe that we're going to be calling that turn 10 is, I believe, what they call that one. Or I believe, yeah, is it turn 10, guys? Do we cut a camera over there? Let's throw, there it is. No, that is not the corner, guys. You are way off here. We're going to go, we'll find it later. Let's get back to the, get me back to the car. Thank you. Sometimes when you work with people long enough, you just get them. They get you, but whatever. Excuse us, a little bit of a close moment here as your top two starting to pick up the pace, starting to pick up the battle. Lap time still down around that high 210 mark, low 211s. So your top two unrelenting at the moment. Patrick Coro trying to run it along the 91, just working his way off of pit lane. He's going to have the 97 of Carlos Ramos begin to close in on him, but fresh tires for that 91. That should be able to get him up to speed, and if he can get him warmed up enough on this up to speed lap, he should be sitting pretty. 38 of Zach Miller, he's going to rejoin the racetrack as well. 8 of your 9 drivers still out on the track, but only 6 remaining on the lead lap as we cut ourselves through the final corner, back up the hill and across the stripe. We'll have 21 to go this time around. Alex Wiggins out front, but your pole center, heating them up. A little bit of a look to the inside. Not going to make the move just yet. Defending, riding the right sides on the curbing is the 11. How about this road course clinic at the front? Big look, not gonna take it. Gonna think twice about it. Man, Nick Burlow had to run down the hill. Thought better of it. Kept himself from making any contact. Gonna give up a little bit of a gap after electing to keep it clean. There would have been, if it was one to go, if this was the final lap, there would have been definite contact through that corner. I'm not saying Burlow's dirty. I'm not saying Wiggins would deserve it. I'm just saying if I was in that 01, I'm moving you. You got to go. I got 3.5 miles to collect a check and a checkered flag. So, move. I'm just saying. It is what it is. Whoa, big moments in front of your race leader 38 of Zach Miller going to go off track. And go down to second lap here tonight. A little bit of a rough night at the road course here at Road America for the 38 machine of Zach Miller. Lone Toyota in the field, so nobody to bounce ideas off, and that has not paid off for that 38 team in crew. Driver sitting 2 laps down, back in the 8th position. Dalton Schley back in that 85 machine. Still working his way around the racetrack, sitting 1 lap down. Carlos Ramos trying to recover a little bit, has regained some ground. Up 2 positions from where he qualified, now sitting in 6th. Daniel Jensen up 3 spots from 7th to 4th, so give a nod to the Forge crew. Great pit stop by them as well. And we've seen drivers on and off pit road right at about, where were we guys? We were about 17 to go, right? 17 to go, not 17 to go. It was about 25, was it not? We were 13 laps in, 27. So, doing the math, we're going to have to stop, maybe. And that's if they were running out of fuel. We still don't know that to be a thing. So, we'll have to see how the race unfolds. Do they come back to pit road for a second stop, or is it a one and done here tonight? Heading into the corner that has caused a lot of problems here tonight. Smooth, nice and easy for the 11 of Alex Wiggins. He's going to keep Nick Burlow behind for the moment. I'm going to take a look back here. As the battle for position heating up between the 97 and 91, Carlos Ramos and Patrick Coro starting to mix things up just a little bit. We'll jump back up front if that battle gets any closer. Carlos finding a little bit of grip out there. He's going to scoot away what was just about a half a second advantage has now turned in to a 2.3 advantage for Carlos Ramos, who's stepping off, and we're going to step away back to the front. Does he have a look? Not going to do it. Had the opportunity for the second time in as many laps, but Nick Burlow keeping it clean. Racing like a gentleman out front. But as these laps click off, how much more patience do you have with a driver? End of the day, we're talking about winning a race. Sure, we're simulator racing. There may or may not be any money involved, but at the end of the day, it's a competition. Where do you draw the going wide, Ramos? Oh, we apologize. That's going to be Nick Burlow. Carlos Ramos with a little bit of a wide moment as well, just a little bit further back on the racetrack, but that's going to give the opportunity that Wiggins needed a chance just to breathe a little bit inside of that race car, because I'm sure his mirror has been absolutely full. And you can see how that front stretch is almost a complete blind crest of that uphill. You really, drivers struggle just a little bit to really see on the other side of it. A little bit of a snatch on the wheel. Busy hands behind the wheel of that Crown Royal number 11 machine down the hill. And into the sweeping corner. Back up and down. I believe we're going to be heading now into, I believe this is going to be turn 5, guys. Do we got turn 5? Yes, it is. It's going to be turn 5 right here. And there you can see just what that one off-track moment did for Alex Wiggins. The gap in it has really opened up. Just one mistake, that's all it takes, race fans. Was under a half a second. 0.44 to be exact. But after that off track, a little bit of an excursion, not too terrible at that. But Burlow giving up 1.5 seconds just from that minute mental mistake, that brief moment has cost him, well, a lot more. So things starting to settle in once again here from Road America. 18 laps remaining in tonight's official race distance. Only 2 race leaders so far here tonight, and they sit first and second as they go. Alex Wiggins, your newest race leader, took that top spot away back on lap number 14. Yeah, I mean, trying to look over a little bit of these lap times here. Fastest lap of the race, once again, deep into a green flag run on tires. Alex Wiggins gonna lay down a 2:10.34. That is absolutely flying. Burlow not too shabby, only drivers under that 2:11 mark. Burlow with a 2:10.71, so just about a half a second quicker was Alex Wiggins for that fast time. And something may be going on with Burlow. He's given up a lot more. Gap slowly building and building for the moment for Alex Wiggins, knocking on the door of a 3-second advantage as we inch closer and closer to what could be a second round of green flag pit stops. Gonna have a little bit of forward thinking as we have a little bit of time on our hands. 17 laps still remaining in tonight's official race distance, live here tonight from Road America. You're watching the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Arca Menard series. We do apologize, clearing the throat just a little bit right there. But from one extreme to another, we're going to go from road course racing to short track racing. We're going to hit the half-mile famed paperclip of Martinsville Speedway coming at you next Wednesday night and finishing out before Halloween, your final hump day of October. We're going to finish it off at yet another short track. That's right, Lucas Oil Raceway Park. It's going to be a phenomenal night. And we're going to begin to really eyeball the championship from that moment on as we finish off season number 12 with the Homestead, Iowa, in Auto Club. Gonna kick it West Coast style for the final race this year. We're going to have the championship out there in Cali, so that's going to be one hell of a night, I can assure you that. We've seen Ramos give up a bit of time to Patrick Coro. He has since been able to reel him back in. Now that gap back down to a half a second. Can the lieutenant get the job done and get the pass for position, put himself inside of the top 5? And we're working our way right about on lap number 20 here tonight. So 20 laps in, drivers came to pit road right around lap 13. So theoretically, we're looking at maybe another 6 to 7 laps. And we may see drivers hitting pit road once again. We haven't really talked about it very much here tonight, but pit road is key. More so here at these road courses than on your ovals. A mistake on an already lengthy, long, low trek on pit road. You get popped for speeding and gotta sit there even longer. It is not gonna go over well in the team meeting Thursday morning. So pit road, a big key here at Road America, and it looks like we've got a tanker. Patrick Coro gonna pull that 91 down to pit road for what should be his final stop of the night with 15 to go. We are 30 laps in. A lot of lonely racers out here on the track tonight. A lot of gaps throughout this field as we continue tonight's 35 lap event live right here from Road America. You're watching the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Arca Menard series brought to you by PremierRacingSetups.com, your number one and longest running iRacing setup shop. If you're looking for a little bit of an edge, you're looking for a little more speed, maybe you just need a little bit of coaching, and it's not about the setups. They got you covered on that as well. Everything from open wheel to the dirt side, they got it all. There's a reason that they have been partnered and have become your longest standing and running setup shop. That's because they indeed are the best in the business. If you're looking for a little bit more speed, then check them out at PremierRacingSetups.com. Drivers looking to stretch this to the end. We're looking for Hatch, but we're going to see how it all goes down here tonight in these final 14 laps. Doug Arca sitting in third out front. Gap beginning to dissipate just a little bit as Nick Burlow starts to wind in Wiggins. And I don't know, man. He's doing his thing out front. Can't be mad at the guy. Looking through tonight's race, there's really not much more you can say about the outstanding driving performance that this 11 has put on display. Worked his way from deep in the field, now sitting up 5 positions from where he qualified, 2.0 seconds of an advantage in his back pocket. Alex Wiggins searching for yet another win here in season number 12. Will it come tonight at the road course? Who's gonna crown themselves the road course king? You only gotta do it once a year, once a season, and it looks like Wiggins has prepared and he's ready to lift yet another trophy here in season number 12. Things getting down to the nitty gritty. We're going to start that downhill trek on the back side of the season. So every single point, every single week, gonna become more and more critical, more and more important. And we're gonna see which one of the drivers comes out on top. And would we finish things off in November, right just before the Thanksgiving turkey holidays? So we'll see who's gonna feast when they leave Auto Club, and who's gonna leave with a bad taste in their mouth. Gonna take a little look. And you know what? We're gonna do this and we're gonna admit it. I am not even sure what this does, but we're gonna see what the race recap is all about. Let's take a little look and see what the race recap looking like here tonight. There you can see 23 laps into tonight's 35 lap event, only 1 lead change, and now your race leader behind the wheel of that number 11 machine, Alex Wiggins, out front, showing the way with Nick Burlow hitting pit road. And we have got green flag pit stops underway once again. Looking for maybe a little bit of an undercut, catching Alex Wiggins a little off guard. Wiggins gonna have to go an extra lap. Arca gonna pick a position, move now into that second stop. As we take a little look at how things are working on pit road, we'll get the timing and scoring out the way. There you can see Nick Burlow. Road Delta counting down, and there you can see already almost a solid minute. 14.2 seconds in the box, 55.7 on and off pit road. For Burlow, he's going to be able to rejoin and keep himself in a podium position. That is an absolute lights out job by the driver of the crew, able to keep himself I don't want to say pretty relevant. That is absolutely relevant. So in these final few moments, we're going to go ahead and throw the timing scoring back over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field track map on to assist you with where these guys are at as well. But a big thing I want you to pay attention to right now, race fans, is look at that time. Nick Burlow sitting just 49 seconds back. Average pit road delta, that means on pit road with your stop and getting off of pit road. Quickest time has been 55 seconds. So could this be the short pit swing that Nick Burlow needs? He's been searching for a way to find the front once again. Will the undercut work here tonight for the 01? There's Doug Arca. He's going to stay out on the racetrack and become your third leader of the night. 2 lead changes. 3 race leaders. We're going to keep our eye on the biggest battle of them all. Nick Burlow starting to close in. Bright with a problem. Sheesh. That corner has caught a handful of guys out. Burlow and Wiggins going to be right there with each other. 01 closing in quick. It looks like the 11's been able to keep it out front. Ooh. Dougie Fresh might need a fresh pair after that one. Struggling with the rear grip through the corners. The 41 slip and sliding all over the track here at Road America. We're going to take a look here. And believe it or not, almost a second faster on and off pit road. When it came time to shine, he has absolutely got diamonds on the mind. The 11 of Alex Wiggins will eventually reassume your race lead for just our 4th lead change of the night. Amazing run. Daniel Jensen now onto pit road. A long, lengthy stay, tough break here tonight for the 91 of Patrick Coro. The Harbor Freight sponsored machine overstepped the bounds and had a little bit of problems with the tire barrier, and the 91 going to be relegated to pit road. Beaten banging, sawzawing away on that Chevy. We'll see if they can get it in any sort of race resemblance and back out on the track, but for the moment, looks like Patrick may be left in Bikini Bottom after all. Dalton Schley right there in the 6th position, picking up a handful of spots. Doesn't matter how they come, all it matters is that they end up behind you. So the race leader, Doug Arca, on pit lane, struggling out of the final corner. Big moment there for Alex Wiggins. .4 to go. 10 laps remaining. It can be done, especially at a road course. All it takes is 1 or 2 brief little mishaps and Nick Burlow was going to be all over that rear deck lid of Alex Wiggins. As we begin to close things down here tonight on your midweek Madhouse year. Race leader Alex Wiggins starting to pretty much settle in. I don't want to say it's a Sunday drive, but you definitely can ease up a little bit. You got some time to give up. Make sure you keep it on the pavement. biggest factor, biggest key of road course racing is keeping it on the pavement. Sounds easy, but get behind the wheel and you'll see what a struggle it is. This ain't your average ordinary car. This ain't your average ordinary road. You think you got what it takes? Jump on in. We'll see if you got what it takes. Right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking to get behind the wheel of your favorite machine and turn a handful of laps with maybe some of the stars, that's right. Well-known, world-famous, renowned race car drivers utilize this platform. There's a reason it's the best in the world. iRacing.com, come get some. No, that's not a slogan. We wing it over here. No script, unhinged. We do what it do. Just saying. One lap less, 1 second more. 4.6 second advantage now for Wiggins over Burlow, with Arca sitting in third. Daniel Jensen a distance back, sitting in the fourth position. Carlos Ramos back in fifth, with Schley back in sixth. Schley back in that sixth position in that 85 machine. We almost wrote him off earlier here tonight. Had some big time moments in the race early here tonight, fell all the way back into that ninth position, but perseverance and stick-it-to-itness. Is that a word? Stick-it-to-itness? Can I patent that one? No? Okay, whatever. Hate if you want. Anyways. Just sticking with it all night long, and he has gained a handful of spots, now sitting in that sixth spot on pit road for what should be the final stop of his race here tonight from Road America. Nick Burlow onto pit road as well. So with only 9 laps to go, we are still looking at almost 40 miles of racing at the feet of these A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Arca Series drivers. Who's going to navigate it the best? And a final pit stop for Nick Burlow. Really? I'm not sure. He's given up quite a bit of time, a little bit more time than what I believe he did the first attempt at this undercut. Oh, with Nick Burlow with problems. Nick Burlow with problems, and he's heading to pit lane. And it looks like his night's done. It's over for the 01. Hood comes up. Smoke comes boiling out. And it looks like an early retirement here tonight for that 01 of Nick Burlow. Tough road, tough race, but man, he showed up, showed out for about the first half of tonight's race, the third of tonight's race, but unfortunately, engine expiring here tonight in the fast forward. And the field now belongs to the 41, the California kid, Doug Argabright, gonna claim the second position. That's gonna move the Ford machine of Daniel Jensen up into third. No real battles to speak of here tonight, so I tell you what, we're just going to work our way through the field just a little bit. What do you say? Give everybody a little bit of a chance, a little bit of a TV time here tonight. Unfortunately, not going to see a lot of the sponsors on these machines, but what do you say we have a little look, huh? Out front, showing the way, he's led the most laps here today. Started deep in the field behind the wheel of that number 11 machine. The Crown Royal will be pouring here tonight, celebrating in victory lane. It's all but said and done as Alex Wiggins enjoys a massive race lead. No one's gonna touch him unless he messes himself up. Alex Wiggins out front, man sitting in second for the moment. Behind the wheel of that 41 machine, Doug Argabright has seemed fairly comfortable here tonight, but it is just a tick off pace, and that's going to move us right along to the man sitting in the third and final podium position here tonight. There you can see Daniel Jensen, a 212.613 for the fast time for Jensen. So a little bit to be desired on the road course side of things, but thankfully we don't have to worry about any of that for the rest of the year. He's gonna enjoy that one, and we're gonna move right along in our list. Let's go take a look at the man sitting in the fourth position, the Columbian, South Carolina native, currently sitting in fourth, up 4 positions from where he qualified. How about the 97 Marlboro sponsored machine of Carlos Ramos? Rounding out your top 5, Don Schley has made up. He's got them all back. Started in 5th. Looks like he's going to walk away 5th here tonight. So, one of the job for sure for the 85. Nick Burlow going to be listed back in that 6th position. And as we transition high above to that turn 3 blimp we spoke about so eloquently earlier here tonight, you can see this vast, massive, sprawling racing facility. There you can see those several little configurations go-kart racing. I do believe they have MotoGP racing here on the big track as well, but that could very well be fake news as well. We're just going to throw that out there. Yes, I have no idea what I'm talking about. You would have never guessed, huh? If you've been here long enough, you know. And if you know, you know. No, I'm gonna stop. Still a fraction over 20 miles remaining out front of these drivers as we count down the laps. We're going to hit lap number 30 this time by. Give us just 5 to go. We'll toss the timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen for just a brief moment. For all intents and purposes, looks like the field is set where they will finish here tonight unless somebody extremely steps on their own toes. I think the field is pretty much going to be set the way it is here tonight, so we're going to get rid of that timing and scoring. Open up the cameras just a little bit more for you here tonight, and just a solid race for the 11. To be able to work your way up through the field on a road course, it takes a little bit different savvy, right? You just don't you don't truly have passing opportunities on every single corner. So you really have to set things up, be methodical, little chess player-ish. More so on the road courses, really set those passes up. Maybe fake a corner 2-3 laps in a row. Get your competition thinking he's going here, he's going here, he's going here, and then you throw the Hail Mary and go the other way. A lot of different ways you can go about it. Harder under braking, late braking. A lot of different things, a lot of different skills really can be showcased and displayed. When it comes to road course racing, it's truly an art and truly a thing that some guys got it. Some race car drivers can just naturally adapt to this style of racing. And there's other guys that it don't matter. It's just not their thing. It's kind of like coffee. Some people like it with cream and sugar, and others like it just straight black. And then you get the special, exquisite guys. I'll ask myself that we don't drink coffee, we drink espresso. Why? Because we're better. No, I'm just kidding. It's better. True story. So as we continue to ramble on and just ran away about whatever we deem fit at the moment, over a 1 minute gap for your race leader, Alex Wiggins, 4 laps remaining, 16 miles. It's going to be every bit of a smooth sailing. For that 11 of Wiggins, Arca doesn't look like he's going to have to worry about much. 39-second gap back to Daniel Jensen, who is your final driver remaining on the lead lap. So your podium drivers are pretty much set. Field pretty much set. We're going to bring it to the end. With just 3 laps to go this next time by. What a turnaround, too, for Alex Wiggins here tonight. An amazing job. Daniel Jensen as well, up 4 positions. And Carlos Ramos up 4 positions. So there have been some big movers here tonight. But unfortunately, dropping 5 positions from where he qualified on the pole here tonight. Your Premier Racing Setup.com pole award winner, Nick Burlow, to pit road, 27 laps in with an engine expired. And you know, we're gonna have a little bit of look. We've had a handful of our camera workers go out throughout this track. We're gonna see what kind of all right. Well, over here through this is nice, beautiful shot of the Porta John. There you can see the crossover. Beautiful little camera shot there. And we're back to the Porta John. So there you go. It looks like somebody really liked that shot, or somebody really had to go. I don't know. And this is the beauty about live TV is Number one, you never know what's going to happen. And number two, you never know what you're going to get. Two greatest things right there. Point blank period. If you disagree, so be it. Whatever. So with the light field making the trek across country to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. That's right, racing in the Northwest. Light 9 car field took to the track here tonight. As popsicle sticks go on display with 2 laps to go, we are down to just 5 drivers remaining on track. Only 3 left on the lead lap in less than 8 miles before we see the checkered flag fly for the second time. For the first time in the second half of season number 12. So it all starts here. And if this is a prelude to what's gonna go down in these final 6 weeks of racing, whew, y'all better bring a chaser. Around the back side of the track, down the mid stretch and looking in towards Canada corner. Gonna come around the final few turns in the 11 of Alex Wiggins. We'll see the white flag in the air this time around through the final corner. We'll come up the hill with the 1 to go. Here from Road America, you're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Arca Menard series. There you can see the white flag fly. It's the final lap. And can he lap a podium driver? Alex Wiggins. He's got a rabbit out front to chase down if he wants to do it. That is going to be the form of Daniel Jensen, not too far off ahead of your race leader. So Alex Wiggins absolutely has been on fire here tonight. He has the fastest lap of the race with a 2:10.34. And when it's all said and done, just a handful of corners remain. Off-track moment or not, isn't gonna matter. He's gonna go down the mid-stretch and into the final handful of corners through the Canada corner for the final time through turns number 13 and in to the final stretch. That's gonna do it. That's gonna be it. There you can see white flag on display, and our bossman, the flag stand, gonna switch as your race leader crests the hill across the line. Your race leader live here from Road America, walking away with yet another checkered flag this season. Behind the wheel of his number 11 machine, getting the job done here tonight at the road course. The Michigan native gonna get it done. When it's all said and done, what a night and what a race for the man behind the wheel of that 11. Alex Williams will head to victory lane. So as he enjoys a little bit of a cool down lap, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race show. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And we're back live trackside for your post-race show here tonight, live from Road American. We're going to dive right into things. We're going to see if we can have a bit of a talk, a brief moment with the man that walked away with the final spot on the podium here tonight, finishing in a third behind the wheel of his number 4 machine. Daniel, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, man, how you doing? Been a little bit for me. We do apologize for being gone, but glad we could get back to you. And hey, I come back and you get on a podium, so things looking good.
That one was kind of gifted to me. Burlow money shift and blew up his motor, so I got a free spot out of that one. I'm just glad that race is over. That was too long.
Well, is it that it's too long, or there's right-handers?
Yeah, most of us don't turn right very often, so or brake that much, so our legs and arms are a little wore out from that.
Yeah, it can be a little bit mental taxing as well as physically here. We start the second half of the season here tonight. Gifted or not, great way to start the run to the end of season number 12. So with all of that being said, great finish here tonight. Shoutouts, thank yous, love yous.
My teammates that couldn't be here, Snake River Racing, Cody and Jake couldn't make it. Got internet issues, so between that and the small field and people scared of road courses, it was a pretty easy to get a top 5 tonight. So I'll take it any way I can get it.
Well, we'll see if we can't keep the momentum up and keep things heading in the right direction. We're going to head to short track next week. Martinsville Speedway on tap. We'll see if we have an opportunity to talk to you at the end of that one. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yep. Thanks for broadcasting.
All right, there you go. Final few words for the man that walks away in third here tonight, Daniel Jensen. Not gonna complain about picking up a handful of positions. That's gonna move us right along the list and up into the second position. Behind the wheel of that 41 machine, Doug Argabright back on a podium spot. Gotta feel good about finishing second at the road course.
Yeah. Usually I'm not that great at making right turns in stock cars. So, um, Road America is usually one of my better tracks to kind of overall, no matter what car I'm in. So, I think that kind of worked to my advantage. And then, it was real easy to settle in, expecting third before Burlow had his whatever happened. Um, I was like real content with like, cool. I'm just gonna run third. I have so much time behind me. I have so much time in front. That was actually when I got the speeding of the pitch because I was like, I stopped because the dashboard on these cars doesn't have the lights, so uh, I wasn't really paying attention, and I was like looking at like where everyone was because yeah, I figured it was gonna be hot lapping by myself. So yeah, I was just real happy that I had some speed to be able to be up front ish rather than all the way in the back.
Well, being upfront-ish comes with upfront-ish points. So, second half of the season already underway. We're heading to the two short tracks, pretty much back to back. How you feeling about the next 2 weeks?
I'm usually not as confident with short tracks, but after Milwaukee last week, I feel like I have a little bit more confidence than usual. Um, Martinsville, just I don't know. That is always kind of a crapshoot for me, whether I can get it going or not. And I have never ever run IRP, so that'll be fun just to see how I do. Um, so I'm really looking forward to it. Um, just being able to finish out strong, especially with starting the second half with the win. Hopefully, I can get another one before the season's over.
All right, Doug. Well, again, congratulations with walking away with yet another podium finish this season. Before we let you go, shoutouts, thank yous, love yous.
My wife hasn't yelled at me yet, so always thank you, love you to you first. Um, and then also just my wife for putting up when I tell her about all these races and all this madness. And thank you to my brother-in-law Gabe for listening to me. With we share a room with our computer, so uh, he has to listen to me talk nonsense about racing while we're both in here. So yeah, just thankful I had speed too. Just that's one thing I'm really finding this season is thankful I have more speed than I realized. So hopefully it's not a surprise and I get more used to it and I can exploit it even better. So yeah, just looking forward.
Well, finding speed towards the second half is always a good thing. So, Hopefully we get to talk to you again next week or at IRP. We'll see how you go. But until then, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away second here tonight. Behind the wheel of his 41 machine, Doug Argabright will finish second, and that's going to lead us right into victory lane. The man that ended up putting a whooping on him when it was all said and done, taking shots here in victory lane behind the wheel of the Crown Royal Machine. Alex, man, what a ride.
Was it fun to watch at least? A little bit?
I'm going to use a Doug term and say it was fun-ish.
Okay, that's fair. I feel like the first part of the race might have been fun to watch with me and Burlow until he blew his engine up, but the race was so long. It was so hard to not make mistakes. I think I spun once, but consistency was the name of the game, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit of moments here and there for pretty much everybody throughout the field. So nobody was immune to that one, but you were able to keep the car corralled and underneath you and on track better than anybody else. A little bit of a bad moment for your competitors, but hey, that's competition. So yet another race win in your back pocket. How you feeling about these final 5?
I'll have to look. Where are we going?
Martinsville, IRP, Homestead. We're heading to Echo Park, and then we're going to cap it off riding dirty with Snoop on the west side. Auto Club.
Okay. Those all sound pretty good to me. I've never raced at IRP, but that should be fun. Always like new tracks. Looking forward to it. It'll be a good end of the season.
Well, man, it was a hell of a ride for you here tonight. So before we let you enjoy this one and soak it all up, shout outs, thank yous, love yous.
Wish you for the broadcast, everybody else, for everything else they do, the guys that showed up tonight. America's not a popular track, but it was some good fun at times. Happy everybody came out and
All right. Well, Alex, again, congratulations on yet another race winning performance. We'll see if we can't catch up with you yet again before the finish of the season. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe. Keep it fast. All right. Final few words for the man that walks away in the top spot. Checkered flag in hand. And it looks like a little bit of, a little bit of camera problems, but they're going to get it all sorted out. Man that walks away with the checkered flag, the 11 of Alex Wiggins, going to get the job done yet again. And that's pretty much, that's pretty much going to do it for us. We're going to get ready to cut off the lights, roll up the cords. But before we go, you can hear those familiar sounds in the background, so let's run down your unofficial race results from Road America here tonight. Walking away with the top spot, yet another checkered flag in a hand behind the wheel of his Crown Royal Machine, the 11. Parks it in victory lane. Alex Wiggins walks away with the win. The California kid, Doug Argabright, going to finish in second with Daniel Jensen finishing out the podium tonight. Carlos Ramos going to pick up 4 positions and finish in the 4th position. The 85 machine of Dalton Schley comes home in the 5th spot, while your PremierRacingSetup.com Pull Award winner finishes in the 6th. Patrick Corno back in 7th with Zach Miller in 8th, and Kyle Nadu finishes out the 9-car field here tonight from Road America. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure before you go to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Give these drivers a thumbs up. click subscribe, and smash the bell over there at the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there would be no us. So with that being said, stay safe and stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.